Guys, Russia has 175,000 troops at the border of Ukraine. They're doing the chicken dance. I don't know what it is, but we're going to talk
Tensions
about it.
are mounting.
Tensions are mounting. Oh, boy.
The
Oh,
chicken
boy.
dance. I wasn't expecting that at all.
They're doing the chicken dance. They're just, I don't know.
It's a dance-off going on at the border.
There's a dance off at the border. They're trying to tempt Ukraine to, I don't know. Bob, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, Russia's always considered Ukraine a part of Russia, and traditionally, historically
Of
speaking,
course.
it was.
Mhm.
And what a perfect opportunity. I love what's going on now. I mean, let's use a real quick analogy. You've got Putin in this corner, 165 pounds, rocking, socking, badass, gloves on, ready to go, hitting them together. And over here in this corner, you've got an old man with dementia, and his name is Go Joe Biden, so to speak. And so he's testing him out right now. He's dancing around in that ring. He's hitting him with a couple little shots here and there. What's his reaction? Biden's just looking around like a chicken in a coop. And they know good and well what comes after Biden. Kamala Harris, who's our Joint Chiefs of Staff. They're a bunch of snowflakes.
They know Biden's not going to do anything at all.
And
On this call-
not to muddy the waters, but where's China headed? They're building a damn naval base at the tip of Africa.
Right.
Today,
China would love for nothing more for us to get worried about Russia and Ukraine
Today-
and spend all our money fighting that battle.
And I think these sanctions that Biden's talking about, like getting real badass with the sanctions, they could give a
they're
rat's
just gonna
ass. They
flick you
want
on
Ukraine.
just a little flick on the back of the neck. Yeah, Biden said we are not sending troops to Ukraine. We might put some sanctions on if you do something bad, but like they're.
Well, don't forget that the last time when Obama was in office, Russia came in and just annexed Crimea, like part of Ukraine without a shot fired.
Right. I thought we'd let you know.
We're taking it back, and so I imagine that's what they're about to do again, just annex another part of Ukraine.
I mean, this is just gonna keep on happening until Russia sucks it all back in.
Yep.
So they met, and there was like a sit-down, Bob, between Putin and Biden regarding this yesterday?
Yes. Yep. And they've talked on the phone. And you know what? So many things go on behind the scenes that we never hear about. Agreements are made, politically speaking, to say, well, I'm going to come out and announce this. This is going to be on the evening news this evening. Okay, fine. Tomorrow I'm going to announce this. There's a book called Kissinger on Diplomacy.
Yeah.
And I learned a great lesson there. It was when Richard Nixon was in the White House dealing with Mao. And Kissinger went over to see Mao and said, look, don't mess with our president. He is out of his mind. He told Mao that Nixon walked the halls of the White House, hardly ever slept, and had discussions with the portraits of the presidents as to what to do. And Kissinger was so convincing, Mao bought into it and backed off a whole nuclear threat. Because Kissinger basically said, look, you take one step in this direction and you're going to get it. So my point is this, they smell blood. Those two leaders, China, Russia, those are tough guys. Trump had trouble with them, and Trump will hit you in the nose faster than anybody. And now we've got Joe Biden sitting there.
Yeah, no, we don't have much that we can do right now.
Trump stepped foot in North Korea. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now
Trump would have flown to Russia to have this conversation.
Right,
You know, Biden just sat behind his screen with 16 masks.
And
and
Putin even warned before meeting with him that NATO better not get involved with Ukraine and try to protect it.
Biden said that, or
Putin did.
Putin said that.
I guarantee you already, it would already be over. The first thing out of Trump's mouth, they would have loaded up NATO. They said, come on. You're going to fight all of us. If you think you're taking Ukraine, you're out of your damn mind, and here we come. Plus, we never would have left Afghanistan.
Yep.
We'd still be strong as hell over
Not in
there.
that manner.
And now there's a big vacuum there. And one of the things we could get in trouble with is the oil supply.
Yeah.
Right.
Because look what they're doing to our own supply. They're trying to go green on us. and we can't fill our own gas tanks. There's a lot going on here, folks.
You know what happened too is do we have some media?
We do have some media on this. We got some frontline media.
All right, let's
You wanna
watch it
check it
now.
out.
Go to Ukraine right now. Senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is on the scene. Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. That's right. Although many were hoping this meeting would ease the crisis and officials have agreed to carry on talking, I think the reality here on the ground is that the tensions remain undiminished.
This morning, exclusive pictures of American-supplied weapons on the front
You're
lines
American-supplied
in Ukraine's conflict
weapons.
with Russian-backed rebels.
It's a javelin.
This is what Vladimir Putin means by a red line.
We did say that we would, in that conversation there was a talk of America supplying weapons to Ukraine, and Russia said, "Don't do that." Russia put their foot down and said that we can't do that, or I don't know exactly what the
apparently we
response
have.
was.
Is it not say? Are those not Russian troops or Ukrainian?
No, this is the Ukrainian
Okay,
troops.
Ukrainian.
Yeah.
What he sees as America's, NATO's expansion in Ukraine, and why this crisis is so hard to resolve. We visited the battlefields of eastern Ukraine.
God.
You hear that sound? That's the sound of small arms fire, and we're hearing it every few minutes now. The soldiers are trying to keep us moving forward, but we're here on the front line. It's really active. Every few minutes, another gunshot there.
The
I didn't
war's
realize
been
there were
grinding on
gunshots
for
going
8
on.
years
That it was
after
active.
Russia annexed Crimea.
There's actually some media all throughout the internet of people posting videos. I mean, you can find a lot of this on Instagram actually, where people are just pointing their phone out their window at their local house, and I mean, you see or you hear.
Are people dying?
Yeah,
I mean, are
people
they just
dying.
shooting across at each other, or are they actually
I
trying to
don't
kill
know.
somebody, or is it like a warning shot?
I don't know what they're shooting at, or what. I mean, I don't understand the ins and outs of war, but I don't know what they're shooting at. But if you do some searching on Instagram, you search hashtags like Ukraine or Russia, Ukraine, stuff like that, you'll probably be able to find a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, we need to get discussion of that going deeper on the forum. So
Yeah.
Inside information from a Ukrainian that somebody might know.
I've got some inside info I'll share once this media's over.
Rebellion in the east. Today, Ukraine's forces facing off against Russian-backed separatists, and the scars of battle are everywhere. Now, U.S. intelligence officials believe President Putin may be planning to go even further. There are thought to be as many as 100,000 Russian troops on the border east of here.
No,
I was
just
about to
doing
say,
this for fun.
I think that this might be a little outdated.
Notice they said Russian-backed separatists, so technically, Russian troops are not firing their weapons.
It's like a proxy war. That's what they call it, proxy war.
This video was released this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What makes you think that, though?
Well, I've seen some stuff online. We just looked up, saw 175,000. I've read stuff that said 120,000, but...
Well, all they're saying is basically that they intend on Russia pushing harder, and I mean,
and equipment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You know,
it looks like they're ready to attack.
They didn't just come up there for fun.
Oh, no.
You said, here's another thing to consider. Russia's economy's not doing too well. Do you know how much logistical money it takes to put 175,000 men on the border of a country?
Quite a few.
You got to feed them. You got to move them. They've got artillery. They've got tanks in there. They're getting planes filled up. They are
that's a
spending
lot of money.
billions.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they're ready to attack, and Russia
Exactly.
has their own hypersonic missiles that they can shoot from submarines and things like that.
Yeah,
There's been Putin said that in just this month. So
Yeah.
Which is raising tensions on the front lines, where Russian-backed rebels and Ukrainians eye each other daily.
And this is what you look through here.
Less than 100 yards apart.
This is where
We've
you
just been
look.
told that we've got to move back through the trenches.
It was
They've
a
heard the sound
PVC
of gunfire
pipe.
coming from the rebel positions. They said they're going to open fire more, and the area's become too dangerous to stay here.
This is where the crisis between Ukraine and Russia, in many senses, between Russia and America, is playing out.
Are you worried that Russian forces, they have tens and tens of thousands of soldiers and tanks now on the Russian border with Ukraine?
Ready.
You're ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
So that call has done little to change the uncertainty. The dial, if you like, hasn't really shifted in either direction. And I think after so many broken promises, broken ceasefires, I think the people here on the ground have low expectations that things will change. And as long as those tens of thousands of Russian troops remain camped out on the border with Ukraine, it's unlikely that the guns will fall silent.
Yeah, it makes me think about, Germany before World War II. They were kind of slowly annexing land, and then all of a sudden they just roll through Poland. Just blast through Poland as fast as they can.
Well, clearly Russia never wanted to, let that land go. There's a reason they're there. They took some. They're going to take a little bit more. They're going to take a little bit more, and then hopefully this doesn't happen. But in the next 5 to 10 years,
it seems eerily familiar to me.
Well, if you'll remember in the beginning there, Hitler, he was saying, "Look, all I want is peace." Peace. I want a piece of Turkey. I want a piece of Romania. I want a piece of France.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know too much about like what you're talking about with Russia's economy. It seems like Ukraine is. They're at their own land, and they might. I feel like they're probably in a little bit of a better place to dump a lot of troops out there and protect themselves.
Do you think they just want the natural resources of
They
Ukraine?
want that oil.
There's
oil there.
So
and then also land that they feel like that was theirs.
And precious minerals.
This is I don't know why. It might be an ego.
We'll have to dig into it more, but before we leave, I want to talk about the real reason why U.S. isn't involved. So I heard that none of the Russian troops are vaccinated, so they're scared. They're scared to get involved until they get vaccinated, until they have 100% proof of vaccination.
And then
we're not getting involved.
It's too cold
That's
for Cody over there.
Yeah, good one, John.
Yeah, it's true. These are facts.
We're gonna have some stuff for you guys to talk about on the Free Speech Forum. Post some comments down below. Give us your opinions. If you know anything, post it below. Give us a like and a subscribe, guys. This is definitely something that's gonna have a lot more news to come. So we will try to keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that's it. We'll see you
y'all.
guys.
See you next time.
Yep.